Ashley and homeboy was at my birthday dinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I know what it looks like with this white guy and this young black girl. She loved this dude. And by all accounts, he appeared to really love her. They came to the party.
All right, by now, a lot of y'all have heard about the unfortunate passing of Ashlee Jenae, who was a lifestyle influencer who allegedly took her own life while on vacation with her new fiancé in Africa. Now, a lot of people like the parents are calling for foul play, saying that she did not take her own life. Let's see what the Joe Budden podcast has to say about this. You better like the video. You better subscribe. Let's get it.
Doesn't feel real at all. Rest in peace to my girl, Ashlee Jenae.
Yes, rest in peace.
The last part, I was kind of battling with the news of her passing, and the details were blurry still, so I wasn't really quite myself. And I didn't want to jump out there with anything because of ongoing investigations and the family grieving and the family mourning. But shortly after that, somebody took to the internet to kind of give the details of this case, right? Ashlee Jenae, 31 years old, goes to Tanzania on a birthday trip with her boyfriend. He proposes on the trip. They look extremely happy, and then the very next day, she's no longer with us. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's crazy to even say.
Word.
I don't even know where to start with this. I don't, honestly. I get how this story has like all the makings of like some real good internet fodder, right? Like the white guy, the trip, and just all the details. Mm-hmm. Ashley Young, they keep calling her like a soft life influencer. They're just saying all of these things. For many of us, this is not just an internet story. This was somebody that was near and dear to our hearts. This is somebody that impacted a lot of lives, touched a lot of people. This is somebody that was popular. Like, people knew Ashley. Like, she was tangible for many of us. She helped a lot of people get through the pandemic when we was on Clubhouse just acting a fucking fool. But Ashley was... It also pains me to see how people are kind of speaking about it all on the internet. Mm-hmm. It does.
That was nasty.
But again, this isn't like an internet story for a lot of us. This is our little sister that we lost. And the irony in it is that even in death, she continues to do what she did throughout her life, which was bring people together. Like, if you don't know Ashley, you couldn't predict where she was going to be or who she was going to be with. She'll be with the fucking crypto niggas one day. She'll be with the Chicago gang niggas one day. She'll be with some fucking nerdy, goofy niggas another day. Like, she had a heart of gold. She was sweet. She just was a guy's girl and a girl's girl somehow. Like, the dudes wanted her and the girls wanted her. Like, her energy was just infectious. She was accepting of us. She was a great wing woman. I ain't gonna hold you. Ashley was a foodie. Ashley liked to shop. Ashley was an R&B head. She was the home girl that your girlfriend would be aware of, and it was cool for y'all to just run to the R&B concert or run to the R&B party, hop on a flight. I think we went to the Tank concert in D.C. when we went to the club afterward. That was the day that they had the dead nigga in the club.
Oh, shit.
Remember they had the dead nigga in the club and propped up in D.C.?
Yeah.
Me and Ashley went to that club. As soon as they took him out of there, boy, it stank. It was a smell in that motherfucker. We had a time in there. And she was making jokes because as popular as she was, as soon as I stepped in, the promoter was offering me bottles and shit. She got us in the club, mind you.
Wow.
She got us in the club, but then the promoter started offering me bottles and all this shit. And then the fucking girls was hollering at me and guys was hollering at her, and we just had a time in there. Ashley would send you the new underground R&B song that you had never heard. She would fucking... She was just great. She was great. She touched a lot of us. She impacted a lot of us. She was a sweetheart. The story was reported that she self-transitioned. There's an ongoing investigation into that. I want to be responsible and not just coming on here being accusatory and saying what I think happened. I want the parents to be able to grieve and mourn properly and wait till the investigation is finished to properly vet this thing. Ashley took a lot of pride in being like a caretaker for her siblings, for her younger sister. Ashley was a hard worker. Like some of these things that you read about your friend out there. Like Ashley comes from a 2-parent household. Ashley was never she wasn't never hard up for money. She was a hostess, waitress, model / video girl in Miami, Florida. She would take a flight, come out here and fuck with us at the hookah lounge and then take the first flight smoking to make it back to work to bang these niggas over the head that want to come in there and spend all of this fucking money. Like she worked. Reading some of these things about your friend is tough. Mm-hmm. It's tough, especially when you know that it is untrue. I'm praying for all the people in her life. I'm praying for her friends. I'm praying for her family. I'm praying for her sisters. This story just brings up so many things that I'm already funny about. I've come in here and shared about how I feel about just dying elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some of the things that come along with that. There's all types of rumors going around because her boyfriend, he did have some money. He did have some money. There's rumors are going around about him paying hospitals and him paying the hotel. I will say the story sounds pretty janky. I'll say that. The story sounds janky.
The story that was initially reported.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The story being reported of they had an argument, had to be separated. Homeboy got his own room. Then he came back and found her hanging, made it back in enough time to take her down from wherever she was hanging from, go to a hospital where they say she still was showing vital signs and had a pulse, and then was pronounced dead in a hospital. It does sound weird.
I didn't make sense to me.
It does sound weird. I'd like to know, if you're telling me that she was hanging herself, I'd like to see this structure. I'd like to see where you're saying this happened from. If you're telling me that happened, Homeboy's timing is impeccable to make it there 5 minutes later while she still had vital signs. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of weird things about this shit that, again, I'm going to let the investigation play out, but we lost an absolute sweetheart. We lost a great, great, great soul and human being and somebody that niggas know. My faith is in that. Even with all the shit that you're reading out there, as tough as it is, my faith is in too many people were impacted for lies and propaganda to remain relevant. Like, she was out here. She was popular. Yeah. She dubbed you niggas. And it's that homegirl where, you know, you trust in their decision in their romantic life, right? Like you got homegirls where you may not understand none of the romantic choices, but if that's your homegirl and you love her and they vouch for that person, Ashley and homeboy was at my birthday dinner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were at my birthday dinner. And I invited Ashley the last 2 years to my birthday dinner. So this year I made it a point to get on the phone. Like, yo, this is the year. What's up? You gonna make it? And she was on some shit like, yeah, you know, just kind of check with my man, and I know we got to drop off the stepkids, and we got to pick them up from school, and they on spring break, and and I'm on the phone like, girl, for real? Like, yo, like, you playing stepmommy over there? I'm just saying, like, she repped for dude. Like, a lot of people have an agenda on the internet. And I know what it looks like with this white guy and this young black girl. She loved this dude. And by all accounts, he appeared to really love her. They came to the party. Met him, shook his hand. They sat over there on the side. They ain't move around too much in the party. But they came. I spoke to Ashley 2 weeks ago. When people keep saying, we don't think that there's any way in the world that she would do something like this, and the parents put out an interview as well, which they echoed the same thing. We didn't see any signs. And I'm the first person to know that sometimes you don't have to see any signs in depression. Like, it can just happen. I totally get that. I also don't see a world in which this young woman who was so excited about her man, her relationship, where she was in life, her birthday, her sisters, her sister, her siblings, her parents. She was in the greatest. She was making plans, is what I'm saying. Like, she had a lot of plans. So I'm not saying that couldn't have happened. Again, I'll wait for the investigation to occur. But the people that know her and love her, it's tough to believe. It is tough to believe. If y'all have anything, please.
Please. I'm just reading over here. According to BBC, his passport has been withheld, and he is talking to them. Because before they were saying he wasn't saying anything. And I know the parents did come out and say they've only had that one communication where he told them she's going to the hospital. And
that's the other part that's weird.
That's very weird.
You communicated to the parents when you were on your way to the hospital, but not when she was deceased.
Yeah, nothing else.
That's weird.
That's odd.
It's a strange story, man. I'm very suspicious. My antenna is up. I don't want to make any accusations. I don't want to jump the gun, but the reports are developing in a way that seem consistent with some past
theories.
Yeah, some theories and some past stories that we've all seen. So yeah, I just want the truth to come out and justice to prevail, man. But this is rough, and I hate the agenda-driven internet conversation about her.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Let her family mourn.
Yeah,
Let her grieve. Show some humanity, some decency. Whatever you think of her, and from everything I know from you and other people who know her, she was an amazing person. I've only met her one time. I don't know her. But whatever you think of it, what I'm seeing online is disgusting. And just
same here.
Yeah, it's incredibly sad.
Well, there's people that want to attach themselves to any story that goes viral. There's other people that just are fucking incels. There's other people that just are insensitive to death.
Some motherfuckers just miserable, yo.
That too.
Like they literally are just miserable and browse the internet just looking for any way to just project that on anything. So if something pops up, they're gonna attach to it and find some negativity.
Yeah. And it's regardless of what you guys seen out there, you know, you're participating. You're becoming the same person that you're accusing her of being. Meaning, like, it's one of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, enough is disgusting. You know, we have people.
I mean, and the shit is just not true.
Yeah, like I think that at a time when people were tweeting certain things, there was a time for that. Everything was a phase. I seen Ashley around Gates, around Ross, she was just with Marshall Montano. She shot a video with him in Florida. Like, you seen her around. She was around us. She fucked with people.
She loved black men.
Yeah.
It's important to say that. I think it's important to say that.
She loved black men. She just also loved she loved men, yo. She loved men. She loved women. She was a fucking just bolt of light. She was energy. She I can't say enough good and kind things about her. In her 31 years on this earth, she's lived. She's lived. She just wanted to travel and shop and eat and listen to R&B and not bother nobody, and maybe spread some occasional tea here and there. Oh, my good tea sister's gone. Fuck.
How you holding up emotionally?
Oh, I was a wreck last week. It's gonna sound really sick to say. I probably shouldn't even say it. I was a lot more of a wreck when I was of the belief that she took her own life. When my beliefs changed a little bit, I was put at ease that I wasn't before, and that's odd.
What is it?
I kind of get what you.
The grief turns to anger a little bit.
No.
Curiosity and the unknowing that you've been talking to your friend and they were going through some shit.
Yeah, initially it's anger. It's like
a guilt on yourself almost.
It's like well, I just spoke to this person. I fucking asked all the questions. We fucking kicked it for a long time. This person was feeling like this and I didn't know. Was there anything I could have done? Yada yada. Versus somebody not really having a say in the matter. Somebody being powerless over. Both super unfortunate. But last week I was a wreck. I was a wreck. This week I want to try to gather myself so I can be there for the family the way that I need to. I need to let her family know just how well loved this young lady was, just how well liked and supported that she is out here, and anything that the family needs, I'm all in. I think the family need to be on a plane. I think they need to be on the first thing smoking out there. I'm sure they're waiting for toxicology.
I did see that. That's
so
they're
forth
trying to get
and
out
so
there.
on. But
there's a story going on about that too.
Yeah, they should.
Absolutely. And take an investigator out there with you.
Yeah. There's nothing more unnatural than there's nothing more unnatural than burying your kid, outliving your kid. So I can only imagine the pain of having to deal with that under these circumstances.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's always two parts of every story. It was refreshing to hear a different opinion about this young lady. Didn't know she was 31. Thought she was a little older than that, but yeah, she was a little younger than me. And to hear that she went out that way, to also hear Joe talking about who she really was as somebody who knew her, and I'm going to rely on his opinion of her versus the people on the internet who could be upset that she wasn't into them or into people like them as it pertains to men like them. You know, it's this discussion about her putting people down and praising white men and stuff like that. I really never heard of her until this situation, but I will say I did see so many people on the internet attacking her for some things that they saw online. And so it had me thinking like, oh, is this who she was? But I would never say, regardless of what kind of content you were creating, that you deserve for your life to be taken or cut short. And I don't think that's something that anybody should be putting out there, but I see a lot of black men saying that, and it is disgusting. Okay, this chick wasn't into black guys, so what? A lot of y'all are not into black women. Let's just keep it real. But you hear Joe saying she was a guy's girl. She could hang out with the guys. She was cool with a lot of black men in the industry. Cool with Joe Budden, an excellent wingman, as he called her. Loved R&B. But most importantly, what I heard was he said it sounded like she had plans. The second thing that caught my ear was when he said she was actually playing stepmother to this guy's children and was putting, his family in front of her own wants and needs. So saying, hey, I can't get to your party right now. We got to reschedule some things. We got to get the stepkids. Like, she was prioritizing his family and the life that she thought or assumed that they were building. And I don't want to say too much as if I know all of the details of this case. Yeah, it does sound crazy, but I like how Joe also said you never can see the signs, but also that his antennas are up. So, you know, hey, maybe she was going through something. Maybe they did have a bad argument and it ended a certain type of way. Maybe she was feeling some type of way the whole time. But yeah, when you hear some of the other details, and I would say the thing that sounded weird to me was when Joe said allegedly that he talked to the parents to tell them that she was going to the hospital, but then after that, the parents never heard from him. Now you might say, well, maybe he was grieving or something like that, but it seems like after your fiance would pass away, you would be in constant contact with the parents, especially if y'all are out of the country. If y'all are someplace where that woman and her family don't live. And so the family only has access or is getting all of their information about their child passing away from you. Why would you cut that line of communication? That does sound funny to me, but obviously it's going on. An investigation is going on out the country, so it's going to be fuzzy details back in the States. And also when I think about this, it reminds me of the situation that happened with Shanquilla Robinson, if I'm not mistaken. She was the one who passed away and everybody was talking about, her friends was jealous about PPP loans. It was all of this mystery around her death. I feel like even now, we still haven't got a lot of answers about her passing and her friends and what they might have had to do with it. But, you know, people go on these vacations and then they don't come back, and you have parents trying to figure out what happened to their baby. This situation kind of reminds me of that too. I wish her parents peace and answers. I hope they find out all of the information that they need to figure out about their daughter's passing. And I just wish everybody who knew her well, and you know, I don't even know what to say. You know, when people pass away, you can try to say all of these sweet things and stuff like that, but in actuality, it really doesn't matter. It's just nice things to say because those people who knew her and were family to her, friends to her, they're going through it. All you can do is try to be there for them, and if anybody need anything, you know, try to help the best you can. So, you know, rest in peace to this young lady, and hopefully we all get some answers, especially for people who were fans of her and knew her. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this situation. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.